Hello, hello, and a good on passive day to you. My name is Jeffrey, and this is a video concerning change, real change that on passive is driving. It's change that's going to be measured and marveled at soon, and probably for many years to come. And I would really like folks to get a sense of about how massive, how technologically advanced, yet heart driven we really are, right? I mean, we're actually a lot farther along than most of us may think. And there's a lot going on behind the scenes, and that includes things that we haven't been told and products that we've never seen. And this all started, though, about 4 years ago when our founder and CEO, Mr. Ash Mufareh, brought a measure of compassion, intention, and heart to bear in the creation of a new business model called OnPassive. And these energies continue today still to be a part of its momentum. Now, it's taken, a few years of hard work, but the evolution that we've experienced throughout the journey, which has led to the reality of what and where we are now, is the result of that hard work and the consequence of our shared vision, a vision of connectedness and mutual benefit for all of us. And that vision, that dream, belongs to everybody on the planet. It's a vision that started with Mr. Mufareh, immediately flowed into the minds and the hearts of OnPassive employees and founders, and has had a very profound impact on our ability to demonstrate a heart for humanity, which we're going to talk about. So, what is OnPassive now, and how exactly are we changing lives? Well, firstly, we're an artificial intelligence information technology company. So it should go without saying that we're making software products and we incorporate AI, automation, into everything that we do. Our software as a service line of products represents a complete digital ecosystem, an abbreviated internet of sorts. And once OnPassive opens publicly, it'll have everything we need and far more for any online business or presence. Its products and services are very advanced, they're fully AI driven, and they have automation, integration. They're all under one roof and they are insanely affordable.
So we give you one single login to manage your entire business or your personal life, however you choose. One cost, and you don't have to look out. End of the story. That's what OnPassive is.
But we're a lot more than an online marketing and business platform. We've got physical products too. Some of these are inventions never before seen. Some are new. Some are reimagined products, which is to say that they're more advanced, less costly versions of currently available products that are needed for and offer some kind of solution for people, for mankind, right? And in case you didn't know, the physical products that I'm talking about are being produced right now as we speak in manufacturing facilities. And we are in every sector: medicine, technology, industry, construction, education, energy, you name it, we're in it. We also have innovation labs and data centers, right? And all that OnPassive is will help to minimize crime, increase education, can create a healthier global population, can even conquer poverty. So these are some pretty big things we're doing, right? I mean, listen, this is a good company with aspirations of heart and high tech for humanity. And if you're awake and paying attention, think white hat good, you know? And all of our products provide needed solutions, which is to say they're going to fix something and they will change our lives. They will make our lives better. And we are becoming an absolute beast, in the words of Mr. Mufareh, and there's going to be some surprises coming out over the next several months, and we're going to dominate the internet, among other things, right? And this revolutionary new business model is going to be opening to the public very soon. And I'm telling you, you've never seen anything like it, and you will not be able to miss it.
The biggest reason I'm excited, we are already on the discussion, okay, and the planning and working on the event of launching OnPassive, the main OnPassive. It will be something you've never seen in your life, never in a company that you've witnessed the launch event, the celebration, the ceremony, okay, of launching OnPassive.
It's going to start with some massive branding, marketing, and the release of a selection of products handpicked by Mr. Mufara and the team from our arsenal of products. But this video is not about them. It's about something a bit less tangible. It's about subtle energies of thought and emotion, compassion, and even compassionate action encouraged by and through OnPassive, and how that's changing the lives of its founders and is trickling out to change lives in the rest of the world as well. Some of you listening may not know exactly what an OnPassive founder is, so let's talk about that for a minute. Founders are registered members of OnPassive that joined as a result of a shared vision, right, and in support of OnPassive ideals. Registration for the founder position was closed earlier this year in June, right, and it created what I call the OnPassive Founders Day. That's June 23rd. And that's because that was the first day that Founders became an independent, closed community called O Founders. Now, as such, Founders are the financial backbone, so to speak, because we're the first wave of future customers, buyers, and resellers of the OnPassive family of software products. We're the early adapters of the OnPassive business model. So, getting back to the topic of changing lives, OnPassive is not only keeping up with the world, it stays ahead of it by driving serious change that's already affecting people's lives in different ways. This video is about three of those ways. The first one is by driving economic evolution. The second way is by lifting humanity. Put another way, we're raising the human condition. And the third is by helping to raise human consciousness. Now, we may be talking about, just three topics, but these are huge topics. And as we do, keep in mind that millions, eventually billions of lives are going to be changed as these topics, these events unfold. Because this is a company that is unique, a company that is not only superbly disruptive, but it's one that will empower people like no other business on the planet.
OnPassive, as you may know by now, has such a spirit, generous spirit, that we're disruptive and we're different, we're unique, we're not typical in any way, to give and empower anybody that come around.
Also, as we go through these ideas, please keep in mind that the mechanics of what we're talking about and what we do is not nearly as important as the reason we do it, the why, right? It's about helping the world by decentralizing a whole lot of wealth and sharing that wealth with the world. And our vision statement gives us the why. Mr. Mufara came out with this about 3 years ago, and it hasn't changed. So check it out. Now, in reading this, we can see here that it refers to a global stimulus, and a stimulus is just an incentive to stimulate, obviously, economic growth. Now, our statement points to a higher purpose, and all three of the topics that we're about to get into all talk about and relate to higher purposes, right? So we'll start with the first one. How we're driving the evolution of a global economic system. Remember the digital ecosystem that we talked about a little bit ago, that we mentioned earlier? Well, all the dozens of products in that were all written from scratch and created to work together atop a massive, very advanced marketing platform, also written from scratch. And all the automated stuff that we have is automated through AI, which was also written from scratch, right? And that includes all the marketing and the financial stuff that we have, and that was written from scratch. So no matter how you look at it, that's got to be a whole lot of scratch. I mean, the entire platform, all the digital products, and everything else that OnPassive is coming out with are going to be superior to what's on the market now. and OnPassive owns them all. Incredibly, OnPassive, Mr. Mufara in particular, has chosen to make the entire platform globally available at a ridiculously low price, right? At low cost. This means our customers are getting a lot more products. They're getting a lot of products that are a lot better than anything else out there, and they're getting them for a lot less cost, which means they're getting exponentially more value. And that's what we're about. So the customer's not the product either, right? The customer's the hero. Gotta love that. I mean, come on. Here's your new paradigm, right? That's the new model. It's a model that's based on value and benefit, not products and profit. But it's not just a new online business and marketing model. It's an all-encompassing business with a global distribution engine for decentralized, wholesale, insanely, right, advanced, integrated, and affordable resources. It's about making an impact in a very good way on the human race, on humanity, right? It's a done for you model that offers a path to success and a way to earn while saving tons of money and time. And in that way, my friends, OnPassive is the model that's driving global economic evolution. Listen to Mr. Mufara, our CEO, as he lets us know in a rather fun way that there is no company on the planet that's going to give us more value for the cost than OnPassive.
Two more important facts here. Okay, number one, whatever we have ready to, it's more than you ever thought you would have in your life for the cost. Up until now, that you have to know this, okay? So, and the second piece of it is, it's not that it's functional, dysfunctional, that you need it or anything. It just, for us, is stacking the cool or delivering a higher quality and adding more features or securing more. That's nothing less of a phenomenon, nothing less of a super business, nothing less of that. So is it ready as of now? What we have in OnPassive, okay, for the cost that it is, I promise you, you have not seen any business, or you probably have never dreamt in your life, not myself, to have a business that I can be a partner, I can receive a benefit by using that product financially, not only the time I'm going to save in my life every day, 2-3 hours, wasted on broken applications. That's not going to happen. Number one, it's one place, so you're not going to have to hop around. Number two, it runs on autopilot. We do the work. So it's going to save you a ton of time and money, and it's more value than you've ever received in one place. No company is going to give you that much value. No company. I mean, I don't know how to tell you that. I have to keep my tone. No company on the face of earth is giving you the value that OnPassive is giving you and will give you. No company on the planet that we live on, okay, not talking about aliens, that will give you the value that OnPassive is going to give you. I'm going to repeat, probably you missed that. No company that I know or you know that is going to give you so much value for one business or for one transaction. I think you didn't get me. Okay. Listen, no company that you or I know ever existed in the history of any market that will give you so much value just because you're cute or for being in. 5 more times. Let's do that again. I'm not going to do it. I think you get my point. There's no company ever is going to give you that much value. So we have to be the most valuable company to you, therefore your family or your well-being in a way.
Man, I love the way he did that. All right. Number two, how we're lifting humanity. Well, I suppose, simply put, we're doing that by getting our minds off of ourselves and onto others. But I know also that that's a bit simplistic, so let me explain some detail about this. Um, it all started with the founders. Remember the founders, right? Well, there's a whole lot of us, a global network of us, to be honest. And we're a community that represents almost 1.5 million accounts within OnPassive, right? With its own culture. And we foster the idea of sharing what we have or what we're going to have with others, right? Those close to us, like friends and families, and those who perhaps may have less than us or be less fortunate than we are. So, but to do this, founders need to be able to take care of themselves first. And OnPassive understands that. And founders need to have more than they need simply because we can't give away and we can't share what we don't have. So OnPassive knows that too, and knows that a founder or member, um, once they have enough for themselves and even some extra, that it's a natural thing to share those and to share that with those that are less fortunate, right? And it's a natural thing when you're living in abundance to look for ways to help others and to ensure that we have that opportunity, right? Specifically, the founders and also the members of OnPassive. OnPassive has been created to provide that abundance, specifically that excess, right? Now, OnPassive was created to be a self-driving, self-fueling vehicle of sorts. So all you have to do is get in and just ride in the passenger side. That's what we mean when we say done for you, right? I mean, as soon as we get in, you need to probably get in, get strapped in, and buckle up.
Okay. On passive will give you more value than any company that you ever paid money to. All right. In a way, you pay money for food, you get what you pay for. All right. But on passive will give you more than what you pay for, more than you expect, will over deliver. Is it getting there anyway? What I'm trying to say that OnPassive will be the company that will give you the most value for what you expect or what a typical company that existed so far in our entire history. Okay, so that's been said. Buckle up.
Just like done for you, that's what we mean when we shout cat mode, letting the world know that our business solution is complete, automated. It also has or includes both the traffic and money. So, I hope you got that. That's basically saying that OnPassive pays us to use its products. And relative to other companies, I don't mean a little bit. The goal of OnPassive and what it's been designed to do is to spread abundance, not to create it. It's already here. It's everywhere and it's endless. And OnPassive is just going to create an inflow of it to redirect and redistribute it. We'll have a massive stream coming in and an equally massive stream going out to the founders and future members. And this abundance is provided through residual streams of income that are going to grow month after month, year after year, and develop into what we call a powerful legacy for generations. It's an income that we can leave as an inheritance for our kids. And in this way, founders and future members will have and live in abundance, all while being encouraged to share their good fortune with others. As Mr. Mufara has said, we are about to be in the greatest shape of our lives.
Get ready for the greatest shape of your life. Get ready for the greatest shape of your life. No matter how great it's been, it's just going to get better.
Now think about this. We've got nearly 1.5 million founder accounts across the globe in more than 200 countries. Each of those accounts is potentially managed by a big-hearted founder living in abundance and sharing that abundance with those needful in his or her culture, using local currency in a very powerful grassroots movement to lift humanity while boosting their economy, right? Through the decentralization of wealth. And that's how we're lifting humanity by decentralizing billions of dollars, eventually trillions of dollars, and sharing that wealth with the world and with members of the human race. So that's pretty impactful. Now, number three, we're helping to raise human consciousness, and that's a pretty bold statement. And it's going to be a little tricky to kind of flesh that out. So bear with me if you will, please. Now, according to the Heart Math Institute, scientists tell us, and I'm paraphrasing this, that everything is connected and it's all connected by an unseen thread of subtle energy. And, this is obviously nothing new to Dr. Joe Dispenza. He's a best-selling author of the book, several books, but one in particular called Becoming Supernatural. There's also Dr. Bruce Lipton, who's the best-selling author of a book called The Biology of Belief, and I highly recommend both of these books. I mean, man, they will just really open your eyes up. But these two gentlemen, these two scientists, are among the leading scientists shedding light on consciousness. Now, traditionally, consciousness refers to a state of being awake and aware of our environment, right, of physical reality. Um, when we refer to a personal or corporate consciousness of humanity, we're still referring to being awake in a sense, but it refers to being awake to a greater spiritual reality, to an inner knowing that there's more to life than what the traditional world sees or understands or even supports as reality. Okay, so very basically speaking, and we're talking basics here. Um, the more grounded we are in thinking about, or the more we identify with physical reality, material things, personal interests, selfishness, the lower our consciousness is. The more we identify with spiritual things, the higher our consciousness is. I mean, if we think of this in the light of polarity, because we all live in this universe which is polar, right? Two ends, two sides. There's two sides to everything. Old, young, up, down, light, dark, in, out, enlightened, shamed, you know. And between them are degrees of those. Okay. Now the consciousness scale that you're looking at here has a high and a low end as well. In a spiritual sense, the more we're getting our minds off of ourselves and onto others for their good, right? The more kind and loving our thoughts, words, and actions become, the closer we rise on that scale to get to love, or what I call unconditional love, the higher our consciousness actually becomes. And once we've kind of waken up to that, awakened to this in a way, we will inevitably understand that life is a unique journey to self-healing and to transformation, especially on a personal level. And that's when our real personal journey, spiritual journey, is going to begin for us, right? And there are a lot of people in the world that are on that journey. And there's a lot of founders that are on that journey as well. Even more to the point, there's a bunch of founders that pray, that meditate, and even work with these subtle energies to lift ONPASSIVE, so to speak, right? Its founders, employees, and even Mr. Mufara's family and his friends several times a week. We lift the work up that's being done by ONPASSIVE to produce and provide what humanity needs in a way that blesses for the greatest good. We lift up the founders, right? To put others first, to demonstrate compassion, and to cultivate a heart for giving. We lift up the techs and the developers that their work would be focused and effective, right? For the greatest good. And there's a lot more, but the point is this. In doing this, we're constantly, collectively creating a more compassionate, cooperative, um, and peaceful way of living, of being. Now, The harmonic convergence, an event that happened in August of 1987. That's the name of the event, right? And the event was the world's first synchronized global peace meditation. It's important to know that not too long after that happened, Russia went bankrupt. I'm just saying, all right? You can Google this stuff. Now, since then, there have been lots of studies documenting the power of focused prayer and meditation in groups. And think about this. If 200 or so people that are praying or meditating together, right, focused, synchronized, and they can lower um, the crime rate in Chicago or violence in Israel, documented. Can you imagine the power? What can be set in motion and accomplished by thousands, perhaps hundreds of thousands of ONPASSIVE members, compassionately praying, meditating on peace and whatever holds the greatest good for humanity. It's already started, right? It's happening. And that's how ONPASSIVE and the ONPASSIVE founders are helping to raise human consciousness. Now, in the next 60 to 90 days, the world's going to see some marketing carried out, right, at a global level by OnPassive, soon to be the greatest company on the planet. We'll have events on at least 4 of the continents. We'll also see massive branding and advertising campaigns, probably starting in India and at the Burj Khalifa, right, in Dubai. My opinion is that we can also expect, maybe a dozen top publications in India to feature OnPassive. A lot more campaigns globally to include releases and things that we've never even seen before. We can expect more Oblast projects to open up, especially in India. That'll be an inspiration to more countries. Um, and believe it or not, there's going to be at least one event this year that you're going to be able to see from space. So let's all get active. Let's put our best foot forward, right? Let's get ready to be in the greatest shape of our lives. For more information about OnPassive, please click the OTRIM member link in the description box below. Also, click on the YouTube links of the leaders that we've got down there. You can also go to onpassive.com. But just know that whatever you do in life, whatever decision you make, wherever it is that you want to go and what you want your future to be, OnPassive and all of the founder base wants only blessing and blessing for you and for your entire family. Thank you.